File copy. Mr. Rotimi Oyedepo, San. President Bola Tinubu on Tuesday approved the transfer of Mr. Rotimi Oyedepo, SAN, from the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission to the mainstream federal civil service as Director of Public Prosecutions in the Federal Ministry of Justice. The appointment, conveyed in a letter dated December 23 and signed by Omolabake Mafe on behalf of the Chairman of the Federal Civil Service Commission, was announced Tuesday by State House Director of Information and Public Relations, Abiodun Oladunjoye. Mr. Oyedepo's appointment was made in the public interest, the letter stated. Oyedepo, 42, will fill the vacancy created by the retirement of Mr. Abubakar Babadoko, who completes the mandatory 8 years as a director on December 31, 2025. According to the Presidency, Oyedepo was a key member of the federal government's legal team in the landmark Process and Industrial Developments Limited vs. Federal Republic of Nigeria case, the P&ID case, which culminated in Nigeria's dramatic October 2023 victory in a London High Court. The English High Court, in a judgment delivered by Justice Robin Knowles on October 23, 2023, set aside an $11 billion arbitral award that P&ID had secured against Nigeria through fraud, bribery and perjury. The award, originally valued at $6.6 billion when rendered in January 2017, had ballooned to over $11 billion with accrued interest by 2023, equivalent to nearly a third of Nigeria's annual budget at the time. Justice Knowles found that P&ID obtained the awards through severe abuses of the arbitral process, including bribing Nigerian officials, presenting false evidence, and P&ID's lawyers improperly obtaining and retaining privileged Nigerian government documents. The awards were obtained by fraud, Justice Knowles declared, adding that, the arbitration was a shell that got nowhere near the truth. The judge described P&ID's lawyers' handling of privileged material as indefensible, noting they stood to receive life-changing sums of money, up to £3 billion for the solicitor and up to £850 million for the King's Counsel, if P&ID's claim succeeded. Nigeria's legal team, which included Oyedepo, successfully argued that enforcing the award would be contrary to public policy, resulting in the High Court refusing enforcement and ultimately setting aside the entire award. The Tinubu administration said the case saved Nigeria from what would have been a devastating financial obligation that could have crippled government spending on education, health and infrastructure for years. Before this appointment, Oyedepo worked at EFCC for over 15 years, specializing in the prosecution of complex economic and financial crimes. He also served as head of the monitoring unit at the anti-graft agency, where he built a reputation as one of Nigeria's most effective financial crimes prosecutors. Oyedepo was named EFCC Outstanding Staff of the Year in 2014 and Best Financial Crimes Prosecutor in 2019, recognitions that highlighted his exceptional contribution to the Commission's prosecutorial successes. Among high-profile cases he prosecuted were corruption charges against former Central Bank Governor Godwin Emefiele, ex-Attorney General of the Federation, Mohammed Adoki, and numerous other public officials and corporate executives accused of economic sabotage. Oyedepo is a 2007 law graduate from the University of Ilorin and attended the Nigerian Law School in 2008, where he was called to the Nigerian bar. He was elevated to the rank of Senior Advocate of Nigeria in 2022. According to the Presidency statement, Oyedepo is expected to deploy his expertise to reduce reliance on external counsel for critical prosecutions and to ensure greater coherence and consistency in the federal government's legal strategies. The DPP is the chief law officer responsible for public prosecutions in Nigeria, working directly under the Attorney General of the Federation. The position involves supervising all criminal prosecutions initiated by the federal government, providing legal advice on prosecutions, and ensuring consistency in the application of criminal law across federal jurisdictions. The DPP also represents the federal government in appeals before the Court of Appeal and Supreme Court in criminal matters, coordinates with state directors of public prosecution on interstate criminal matters, and advises on international criminal cooperation.